welcome to this video. My name is Delia and I will be your host for this presentation. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you overcome procrastination. But first, I'd like to define procrastination, and I'd like to help you understand what procrastination is and why you may be procrastinating. I'm going to give you a few reasons why procrastination is holding you back from achieving your dreams. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is the holistic wellness approach that I use in all of my presentations to help you understand the different areas of your life that might be impacted by the topic in conversation. Holistic wellness is a concept that embodies 8 different areas of your life. It includes environmental, intellectual, physical, spiritual, financial, occupational, social, and emotional. Together, these areas form the whole of a healthy lifestyle, and each one is worthy of its own attention in its own right. So I'm going to provide in the future a separate video on holistic wellness to give you a better understanding as to how all of these areas or how your life is impacted in all of these areas. Procrastination can be defined as a process that uses time in which we're engaging in avoidance behavior. And we're avoiding to do those things which have a high level of importance in our lives, and we're just putting it off for any number of reasons. Whether the reasons are valid or not, they just might simply be excuses that we're using to not do whatever it is that we need to do to meet our goals. Here are a few reasons to help you understand why people procrastinate. Low motivation, lack of strategy, no prior exposure to success-oriented individuals, overwhelmed with life issues, and wanting to be perfect. What does all of this mean? Let me help you understand this. Low motivation. Sometimes the incentive, take a student for example. A student might need to be writing a report on whatever subject the report is. And if the report is not a subject of the student's choosing, then there isn't any motivation for that student to want to gather information and create a layout that represents the report. So because the subject isn't something of interest to the students, the motivation just isn't there. Now, a lack of strategy. The same student, because the student doesn't have the motivation, there's no incentive, there's no reward, then there isn't a strategy to gather information, put it together to create a report. So that lack of strategy, that lack of foresight contributes to the procrastination further. Now, another reason could be that you might not, you as an individual might not have exposure to someone who is success oriented, whether it's family members, co-workers, friends. They may not be success oriented in tackling projects. And because of that, it's been said time and time again that you are the average of the 5 people that you associate with. So you just might want to take a look around you to see who is success oriented and who isn't, because that might definitely play a factor. Now, another reason is life is hectic. We live at a time in which technology supposedly has made life easier, but people find themselves more stressed today than they have ever been in prior times. And of course, there's the perfection factor. Wanting to get everything right. Let's go back to that first student. That student might be wanting to get that book report so perfect that they're still gathering information and more information, and there isn't enough information because the report needs to be perfect. So these are only just a very small number of reasons why people procrastinate. In your case, I would like to suggest that you sit down with a pencil and paper and you take note of the reasons why you procrastinate. Whatever it is that you have to do, look deep within yourself to find what is causing you to procrastinate. Okay, so now we've come to the tip section. Here are the 3 tips. The first tip is to forgive yourself. Yes, that's right. Forgive yourself. Give yourself a flower. Go to the store, to the flower shop, and buy yourself a flower and say, Self, I forgive you. You procrastinated. You did not clean your room. You did not write the report. You did not develop the business plan. I forgive you and I empathize with you. I know that life is hard and it's not easy for you. So this is a forgiveness, a token of forgiveness for self. Okay, once you do that and you acknowledge that you have procrastinated, now you can move on. Now you can begin the process of implementing a better strategy to overcome procrastination. Okay, so tip number 2. Tip number 2 is you want to ask someone that cares about you, not just anybody. And you have to be very selective of the people that you ask to help you overcome your procrastination, because you don't want to have someone who's badgering you because you haven't done what you said that you were going to do. Okay, so the person has to be very compassionate, very empathetic towards your situation. Okay, so you want to ask them to help you stay focused, to help you stay committed, and to help you overcome the challenge of procrastinating, because there is power in having someone else helping to motivate you and to help to move you forward. But be careful not to use someone else as a crutch so that they motivate you constantly. And if they don't motivate you, then you still, fall back into procrastination. You don't want to do that. You want to use this person to your advantage. And, using it may not be the correct terminology, but having them help you is definitely puts a better or more positive perspective to the concept of asking someone to help you. Okay. And finally, we come to the 3rd tip, reframing how you talk to yourself. What are you saying to yourself? Be very, very conscious of it. Here's one way to reframe your thinking. Rather than say, oh, I'm so stupid for not doing what I need to do, or I'm so stupid for not writing that report on time, or I'm so stupid for not cleaning my room. No, you don't want to do that, because then your mind, for some reason, which I don't think anybody could explain, but unconsciously, what you tell yourself becomes a reality. So here's what I'd like to suggest: how to reframe your self talk. What you want to say is, I am going to get this project done by this date, this time. That means that I have to gather my information, create a layout, and begin the writing process. If you're a student, if you're not a student and maybe you're involved in a personal development project or a business project, you want to tell yourself, I am a very proactive person. I have this project on my plate and I need to organize it. I need to strategize, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's how you begin a process of reframing what you're saying to yourself and let that sink into your self conscious mind so that it now becomes an automatic process. So that in the future, in 30 days from today, your mind is already thinking, oh, okay, I'm a proactive person. Let me get on this project. Okay, there you have it. 3 tips to help you overcome procrastination. Implement these 3 tips over a period of 30 days and watch how your life is transformed by the process of implementing a strategy to help you overcome procrastination. Okay, we've reached the end of this presentation. Here's a quick recap. We defined what procrastination was. I gave you several reasons why people procrastinate, and I gave you a few tips. The 3 tips that I promised to give you, where you forgive yourself, you ask for help from a loved one, and you reframe your thinking. I also introduce you to the concept of holistic wellness that encompasses 8 different areas of your life that may or may not be impacted. Well, this marks the end of this presentation. I hope that these 3 tips will help you overcome procrastination. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share. If you find value with this video, please do share it with your family and friends. And don't forget to hit that notification button so that you can get more videos like this in the future. And if this video provided value to you and you have questions that you'd like me to answer, I'll be happy to answer them. Bye now.